1, 2, 3. All right.
7 plus 5 compared to 3 times 4, they share one thing in common. That's the word automatic. On the piano, it's automatic that the white keys are a C major scale, these. And the black keys are pentatonic. Here's the 7, and here's the 5. Together they give the chromatic scale of 12. And then they repeat right up the keyboard in both directions. The guitar is not based on that because that is not automatic on the guitar. What is automatic on the guitar is this. If you look at my fingers, they never changed. They just shifted to a different area. Horizontally. Vertically, it's C, E, A flat, or G sharp. Here is C, E, A flat, or G sharp. Here is C, E, A flat, or G sharp. It's the same thing horizontally and vertically. And not only that, on the guitar, that's 3. There's 3 inversions, and there are 4 in a row before you get to the second inversion. And then it repeats. 3 times 4 are 12. Watch what happens. Vertically is the same. Now it's here. Vertically is the same. Now it's there. Vertically is the same. Now it's there. Vertically, it's there. Now it's the same. Vertically, it's the same. Now it's there. Now it's there. So now I have 7 like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was this one here. the augmented triad. 3. Here's the other automatic thing on the guitar. That particular finger connection are all the same notes. This is E, B flat, D flat, G. This is E, B flat, D flat, G. E, D flat, B flat, G. E, B flat, D flat, G. They're the same notes. Now watch what happens. The way guitar teachers normally teach like this, you need to learn the C major scale. And you take the root, the third note in the scale, and the fifth note. That will give you a C major chord, a triad. Watch this. On the guitar, if I have this, all I need to do is move this note here one step down. I now have a C major. If I move it one step up, I have its relative minor, A minor. The second note in the triad. If I move the E to E flat, I now have an A flat major. If I move it up to F, I have its relative minor, F minor. If I move the lowest one down, C to B, I have an E major. If I move it up, I have its relative minor. So that's 3 majors and 3 minors in one triad. That means in major keys, I have 3, 6, 9, all 12 keys of every major and every minor. And that's on this group of strings. If I move it to this, the same thing happens again. Down of any of them becomes major. Up becomes the relative minors. On and on. I've often used this as an example on this set of strings, which is the 6th, the 4th, and the 3rd string. By taking those major chords and doing something like this with it. That's a B flat major. Here's a minor, another minor. So watch where it goes when I improvised with it. A composition came from the exploration of that phenomenon, not from musicality based upon the normal approach to studying music as a craft. Here, my study is the opposites. In the case of the opposites, it's vertical, and its opposite is horizontal. It's vertical as well as horizontal in that context as well. So these are the ways that I have learned. And from that, I've also expanded into other areas of application, such as the alphabet, from A to Z. is 26 letters. So therefore, if I take the C major scale and I do this from A to Z, nothing but C major scale, I'll have this. That will be Z. That's 3 sets of 7 and 1 of 5. Then if I take the word beautiful against that scale system, beautiful sounds like this. The word ugly sounds like this. Resolution is my decision. So when I have experienced depression through lack of stimulation and boredom itself, like Christians refer to that as limbo. Limbo. When I experienced that, these systems of articulation of other forms of communication, such as the alphabet and words, the names of streets, license plates, envelopes with addresses and people, names of others. This sang to me. Music came from all things, not just from the craft. So that's what we're talking about here. When I refer to it as a study of the opposites, that's what we're studying. Here we studied in the word beautiful and consonant, we studied dissonance and consonance, beautiful and ugly. So that third place, which is objectivity, the third point in the triangle, then became personal awareness and creative productivity, and using opposites themselves. So that produced something in life for me, personally, that transcended music. And that was to no longer consider bad as being something to be wiped out, because we need good, not bad. Well, that's like saying, let's wipe out nighttime because I like the daytime. Well, we don't do that. They're both two sides of a coin, heads and tails. And it's now to be able to be as objective as possible on the outside of them, and to do so in a creative context. That is my study. That's what I've studied. And I've seen that in the teachers that I've had the opportunity to interact with their blessings as individuals, creative as they are, and to transcend any kind of critique, a judgmental critique on what is good and what is bad about it.
Beautiful. As you can see, Pat is a historic musical thinker, and he has recently produced a monumental set of lessons for a company called True Fire. And can you tell us a little bit about your project and where students can find it? Because this kind of thinking is in great abundance on these lessons, and they're for guitarists and musicians, and it's probably one of the most extensive jazz and music education projects ever, and Pat has really labored on that. So can you just briefly tell people what they can find and where they can find it?
See, it's difficult to choose one piece of a circle, because the circle is constantly, infinitely in motion, and it has no beginning and it has no end. So it's difficult for me to pinpoint something to bring to your attention that is more important than anything else. But you can find this on my website, but I think you can find this in many other places in life. I think you've already found it, to be honest with all of you. It's just to be able to hear that, yeah, wow, that's what I thought it was, but I gave up on that because nobody else follows that. See it the way you have seen it many times in your own enjoyment. The True Fire project itself was extensive, and I'm really happy with the outcome more than any of the others that I've done so far. I think the context that it was presented in, referred to as the nature of guitar, is extremely efficient for pointing out something that I've just demonstrated for you.